We're shedding our masks and breaking down walls. Hell, we may even drop our drawers. That's right. We're going commando with Angela and Dana. Hi, everybody. I'm Dana Sardano, and this is Angela DiMarco, and we are going commando. Going Commando is a little show that we put together because we understand the importance of authenticity, and we understand that if we can just present ourselves to the world as is, maybe we give you permission to do the same. And of course, I think we're hilarious. So we got that too. So thank you for joining us. Good morning, Angela. How you doing today?
Good morning, Dana. I just have to say, your eyes look phenomenal with Dahlia behind you.
There's
like a cool, there's a pop and thing. Like you guys just like you're like a sharing eye color today or something.
You know, I have the big painting behind me, and I had the other one behind me at this point. You can't see it, so I hang out and I'm like,
yeah. For those who are listening, Dana just finished a ginormous new Ubuntu girl, and she's gorgeous, and she's hanging behind Dana.
Yeah. She these paintings, you got to see them in person. Like right here, it looks very like Crayola, but when you look at her, there's such depth. She really is special. She gave me a run for my money, that bitch. But either way, she's beautiful.
She's like, that's me.
Yeah. She was like, listen, you thought you were going to show me how this was going to be done? Nah. She's like my kids.
To be an artist. All right. So, thank you everybody for listening, joining, whatever. Hope you all had a great week. We are in the season 4 gratitude. Season 4 gratitude. Get it? Playing fun. I'm punny like that. So we are discussing.
I just got it. I'm like, season. What the fuck is she? Oh, the season 4 gratitude. Season 4. Yeah. I get it. All right. Okay.
All right.
Okay. I caught up.
Okay. I know. Okay. We're good. Okay. So we are spending this season discussing the concepts in Dana's book, Beyond the 10, Decoding the Woo Woo. Bing. We'll stick it up there. We'll stick it in comments. The book is phenomenal. It's about people who are mainstreamers, practicality people who are like, something's got to be better than this. But all that stuff that I hear, like those woo-woo words, are scary or stupid or whatever. And so we're here to decode them. Dana's going to go through her little spiel about these different things, and then we're going to riff on how it applies to our lives in a practical way. So what are we talking about this week, Dana?
I have a burp right here.
So hot. You are so sexy.
As you're talking, I'm like, hurry up, just work through it before she's done. No such luck. So here I am. So sexy. Okay.
Going commando.
So I got to tell you, clearly we don't edit. Okay. So I got to tell you, I'm so excited about this week because there's so many things that we can talk about in relation to decoding the woo-woo and the concepts that are in the book and that just exist. But alignment, as we like to say, alignment, because it's so annoying because everything boils down to alignment. And I always joke that these words, they're so out there. They're so woo-woo. So every time I have to say it, I'm like, but it's everywhere. Everything is about alignment. And I'm just going to give you a real brief explanation and then we'll go off because it's alignment. We have to.
So much.
The simplest of terms, everything is energy. Everything is energy and everything has a vibration. And the frequency of the vibration really just tells you how light something is or how dense something is. That's all it is, everything. So this desk that my computer's on, this desk is energy. It's just much denser, right? The wisp of the wind, the energy, it's much lighter. The frequency is higher. And that goes the same for our emotions. The more pleasant emotions. I hate to say good and bad because I don't like to look at the world that way, but the more pleasant emotions, joy and fun and, excitement and peace and harmony, those are all higher vibratory emotions. The energy is higher vibratory. The denser emotions, anger and fear and hatred and frustration and all those, again, those are a lower vibration. That's all it is. So when we want to experience something or have a certain kind of relationship or attain a goal, attain a job, whatever it is, it's not about attaining it. It's about the frequency of my energy, of our energy, being in alignment with the frequency of what we want. And if any of this resonates with you, you probably heard, the law of attraction and the secret and all that stuff. But what Angela and I have noticed, and what sticks in my craw a little bit, is the misunderstanding of what that means. That we have to avoid certain emotions or pretend like we don't feel negatively, because we don't want our vibration to lower. But that's really not what it is. So we're going to talk a little bit today about what it is to be in alignment with what you want and how to be in alignment with what you want. Angela, based on our audience, how do you feel about that for a
I think that was really good. And you know what I keep thinking about is the love spectrum, love fear.
Yeah.
Because it's basically wherever you are on that spectrum is what you're going to
align with
it. But so we have this little graphic that's in Dana's book, and it's a little dude or a little stick figure.
Any chance you could throw it up on the screen?
Sure.
Okay. Thanks. So it's right here.
So we have this graphic, and it's one side's love, one side's fear. So it's not good, bad. It's not, it's just the way it is. And the emotions, like when you're feeling happy and joy and you're with your kids or whatever, that's the kind of experiences you're going to align with because you're in that spot on the spectrum. But when you're angry, depressed, or whatever, or there's an underlying of it, you're going to align with that spot on the spectrum. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. And just to give it a little bit more clarity, because again, when we understand things, you have to think about somebody who's hearing this for the first time. So
yes, Ms. Sardano.
I know, dude.
Teacher in you. You just pulled out the teacher in you big time.
I can't escape it. Oh shit, my cord keeps connecting. I'm like on this tether, So you ever get up and you feel a little off, maybe, you're just I don't feel good. And then you spill your coffee on your shirt, and then you get in the car and you're back into your garbage pail on your way out. And now you have already you're already aligned with this uncomfortable, stressful, frustrating energy, right? Chances are, because you're residing in that, even if it's just for that moment, okay? Yeah. If you continue to reside in that, you are going to align with other experiences that are in alignment. This should be a drinking game. You know what I mean? But that are in alignment with this energy.
Yes.
So.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah, I just moved my mic. I always forget to do that. My mic is in Egypt over here, and I'm
I can
hello,
hear you now.
Hello, yeah, I'm right here. And now my tether's closer, so I'm not whatever. Okay, focus. So now you're bringing that throughout the day. So we all have things that are coming at us, just uncomfortable, comfortable, uncomfortable, whatever it is. When we get caught in the discomfort of whatever it is, we sit in that energy, and then we continue to have more energy. And that's why it sometimes feels like everything bad is always happening to me. So to talk about the love and fear spectrum, everything is based in love or fear, just different aspects of it. Again, all these emotions are forms of one or the other. So if we find ourselves watching the news all the time, or getting entrenched in emotions of just uncomfortable relationships or whatever that is, we're going to spend more time in the fear end of the spectrum. And then we are going to attract more of that, and then wonder why life is so terrible. And then the momentum is so great, it looks like it's you could barely get out of that. I don't want to go on that whole thing, but that was
good. That was good. That was helpful. And I'm also thinking about, oh my God, in and out. That's what she said.
Okay, please stand by.
I'm there. No, I had a whole thing in my head, but I was listening to you, so I lost the thing. So
my scusi, my apologies. But let's just talk about some specific examples. Okay, so I started talking about the whole coffee thing or whatever, and then your garbage pails, and then you go to work, and then and then you bring it to work, right? And so what do? You get it on all your coworkers. Hey, let me tell you about the shitty morning I had. Okay.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, let me tell you about the shitty morning I had. And now you got two people who just took the shittiness from something that no longer exists because it's not in this moment right here, right now. And they brought it to each other. And what happens when you bring something to another? It expands exponentially. So you got this shitty
Mm-hmm.
experience combined with this shitty experience, and now you got the super shitty experience. And then what happens? Maud comes in for a cup of coffee. Hey, Maud, let's get some of our shittiness on you. Hey, I got some shittiness too. Next thing you know, you've affected and infected an entire situation, and chances are the rest of the day, because you have now aligned with that.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And I remember what I was going to
Yeah,
say.
I was hoping you would.
Yeah. Okay. So there, I want to talk about protecting our energy, right?
Uh-huh.
So you hear a lot of people in the woo-woo community saying like, I need to maintain a high vibe. Like I need to like that. Yeah, exactly. Dana's making a face for those who cannot see her. It happens a lot during these conversations. But I understand that, because when I am around somebody who I'm not in alignment with, I don't want to get infected with their ick. And sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes it's your husband. So, sometimes, not speaking from experience at all.
Commando, folks. Commando.
He's not watching. It's too much. So he's not in alignment with our show. But I feel myself like really either trying to protect it, or I find myself complaining a lot about him. And because I'm picking up the uncomfortability and the dissonance between us, right? The opposite of alignment is dissonance, and we are, miles apart. And so when there's like time and I have time to my space, then I can like finally be in my space. Because when I'm in a space where I'm dissonant with somebody, it affects how I parent Christian. It affects how I approach work. It affects how I do everything.
Oh, but your whole energy field, you bring it to everything that you do.
Everything. And so it's so important to have those rituals and practices. And I'm sure that's a topic for another day, or those things that help truly protect your energy, like, because I hate that the heaviness that I feel sometimes.
Yeah.
And then I find myself complaining, and I don't want to be a complainer, like I want to be a solutioner.
All right. Okay. The solutioner in me sees the solutioner in you. But you brought up a couple things that I think are really important. One is people talk about protecting their energy, right? And again, in the spiritual communities, people like bubble up or put a light thing around you. And for people who are visual, that works. So anybody who doesn't understand what I'm saying, there's like, picture a protective bubble around you. And then when you're out in the world with shitty people, you can't get any of their shittiness on you, right?
I'm rubber, you're glue.
I'm rubber, you're glue. Totally. I never really bought into that. Everybody's different. So I'm not telling you how to act. I'm just sharing my experience. For me, that sort of thing never worked, because I'm like, just the facts, man, the facts. Like, what do I got to do here? So if I'm in a situation where I'm surrounded by ick, right? Whatever that ick is. For me, simply being aware that, oh, I'm surrounded by ick. This ick is not mine. This ick has no bearing on my existence, and I'm not going to allow it to, can be enough. Then it's okay. Don't engage with the ick. Or if you have to, engage with the ick minimally.
Yeah.
And
or
then,
like mentally keep your distance energetically.
Yeah. Like if I have to go to Walmart, I have to go to Walmart. You know what I mean? So I have to be very aware of my energy field and, and just not get involved.
I was telling Jeff yesterday, because we hung out with our friend Jeff Walliner, and I was telling him how you and Rob like hate people, like hate society, and you guys go shopping as early as possible, so there's as few people.
Oh my God, we're outside waiting for the door to open. We went for lunch yesterday at 11 a.m. because as soon as the door...
you were in Florida, that's pretty normal.
Oh yeah, right. But as soon as the door was open, we were like, because, and the thing is just to be clear, we don't hate people. We love people. No, I can't. Rob is. Rob's a bit of the misanthrope, but I don't hate people. I just have a difficult time with what people allow in their lives, and then they allow it to get on other people. And that's where, and Rob too, Rob just doesn't like inconsideration. And that's why he gets all bent, because there's a lot of inconsideration, Yeah. And so it's hard to be around that. So I have created this little paradise in my home. And so when I go out into the real world, I'm like, ow, ew, icky, oh God, oh, you know. And but I meet some really cool people too, you know. So I have to remember that, you know. What's his name? George Harrison from the Beatles. He did an interview and there was like one line that he said that he's like, I'm in the walls of my home, of my, you know, of my life, and then I leave my garden and I go out into the world and I look around and he's like, I don't think I'm from this planet. But he forgets because he's in the comfort of his bubble. So you decide how big you want your bubble to be. Is it the little energetic bubble when you leave the house, or is it the bubble of your home? Is it the bubble of your city? I'm like, I have to get on a plane for Thanksgiving. Fuck. I have to like leave, you know. But I don't even know where I was going with what I was originally going with. But it's really just to bring it full circle about protecting your energy. It just could be as simple. Oh, I did find where I was. I found my way.
There you go.
It could be as simple as recognizing that something is icky, recognizing that you don't want to engage with it, recognizing that if you feel like you are forced to engage with it, you know what I mean? I love my mother-in-law. I say it all the time. But let's just say I didn't. And I had to engage with her on holidays and certain experiences. It's got to be minimal. I have to recognize, okay, what do I have to do for survival here? And then move on, treat it like a fireball. You know what I mean? Right, but what we do is we're so resentful sometimes and frustrated and trapped and disempowered that we have to be a part of that. I know, this is for you, boo. This is for you. But we feel so disempowered that we're forced into this relationship. We get caught up in that and then find all the things we hate about this person and all the reasons why we don't want to be here. But at the end of the day, we can empower ourselves just simply by saying, I know I don't want to do this, but it's something that I have to do for the greater good because I'm making a choice to be here. What can I do in this moment to make this more reasonable? Yeah. You know what I mean? Or make this more comfortable. And then reasonable isn't the word, comfortable. And then just know that this is not because I'm disempowered. I'm empowering myself to handle things that are sometimes icky, because you can't go through life and everything being rainbows and butterflies. It's not realistic. But if you could empower yourself in a way that you can handle the ick with ease, then that's the answer. That's the balance.
Yeah, that's definitely the balance. Now let's flip it. Lighten up the combo.
Yay.
And let's talk about how you and I are like the perfect example of two human beings who are so aligned.
Yes.
So aligned. And how to like recognize that. You know what I mean? Like to like, because you know, you meet people all the time. Like we're on LinkedIn all over. We've got all these great people that we're connecting with and stuff. And then how do you know, like, like, what do you like? For me, like, I'm all about nurturing our relationship.
Yeah.
Right. Because this feels so fucking good. You know what I mean? There's nothing else I want, you know, in life is to do business with you and do this fucking show and all that shit. And the reason why you and I are so aligned is because we both are in tune with each other's needs. We both want the same things. We both have just carry the same feelings. We love the adventure of trying to figure out all this woo woo shit. You know what I mean? And like talking to, you know, channels and all that good stuff. So when you find somebody who you do align with, it's like hitch your wagon to that pony. And like, you know, don't let go until there'll be a point maybe where we aren't aligned anymore. You know, there might be a point where you're like, I think I'm going to go do something else. I'm going to go back to teaching.
Get right on
that. But so being aligned with a person, being so aligned with your passion, you know, I think COVID and the pandemic gave everybody this opportunity to see how misaligned they were. And so many people started businesses. So many people changed their, like, I like working from home. I like wearing my pajama pants, you know, and going to do my laundry and stuff. And how do, like, I guess it's about recognizing the ick, recognizing what in you is not being met.
And then, I'm sorry, continue.
Yeah. That was a stretch. Sorry,
I just heard in you. I heard in you, and I went into the white room like I went blind. I know.
Monday
Go.
morning.
All right, anyway, continue. I know where you're going with this. So,
No, so yeah, I mean, just feel free to jump in anytime because I'm rambling at this point.
okay. So again, the word alignment. First, you have to become aligned with yourself. And what does that mean? You have to figure out what's in your best. What do I want? Right? What do I want? Do I have what I want? If I don't have what I want, how do I get what I want? What's impeding what I want? What feels good? What doesn't feel good? And all of these things that make you feel empowered. Again, I could do the whole 10 rec spiel. I'm not going to. I could do the whole chakra spiel. I'm not going to. You have to be in a good place to align with what you want, right? So you mentioned about the two of us. Why are we so aligned? Because we share a vision, similar vision.
Yep.
We share core values.
Yes.
You're like, we're out for each other's needs, or we want to help each other's needs, but really we share the same core values: integrity, trust, respect, accountability, like all those things. And because we share those things, even when there's challenges, it's easy for us to bounce back from snafus, little snags, because we do share these core values and we communicate. So how can we do that? Well, we do that because we've learned to do that within ourselves, and we also assist each other. One of the misconceptions that I see about people being in alignment, they have to be exactly the same. And then you hear opposites attract. It's somewhere in the middle of that. And I always refer to the Venn diagram, how the two circles, they overlap.
Yeah.
The center, where it overlaps in the center, are the similarities, are the core values, are the shared vision, are the willingness, are the desire to assist each other, all of those things. But the greatest relationships, the most healthy and successful relationships, the most aligned relationships that I've experienced are when the part that isn't overlapped are complementary to one another, because we truly, as humans, as souls, are here to assist one another in our personal growth, right? In our soul's growth. That's why we're here. And when we have differences that we could bring to the table to uplift each other and to assist each other, then all the better. With these differences, there is going to be conflict because there's differences. But when that center overlap is of integrity and honesty and communication and a healthy core, then those differences are easier to reconcile when there's conflict. Make sense?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And I think that as long as we both also see the beauty in the conflict, right?
Yeah.
Embracing it,
Because there's
that
growth.
helps us grow. Right.
Yes.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Still funny. So you throw it out anyway. That's what she said. It's still funny. Whatever. So, but another thing that I think is really important about people understanding alignment is, if your outer world your relationships are out of whack, your job is uncomfortable, whatever it is, if there's things in your outer world that are uncomfortable for you, it's because you're aligned with that. Why? To learn something, to advance your personal growth, to advance your soul. If you're ignoring it or fighting it or resisting it or whatever it is, it's just going to get more comfortable. Again, more 10 rec stuff, right?
Yeah.
So that is something that you need to look at. So again, that means something within you is misaligned. Remember, like in the microcosm, so is in the macrocosm. So if you are misaligned, then your relationships, your job, whatever it is going to be misaligned. So as soon as you see the evidence, the information outside of you, oh, my relationship's out of whack. What do I need to do? I need to learn to communicate better. I need to learn to set my boundaries better. I need to learn that maybe what I accepted 5 years ago as okay, I'm different now and it's no longer right for me. Okay, so, I've acknowledged that. I'm aware. I have the awareness. Okay, then what's the willingness? All right, well, then maybe I need to be willing to do something about it. Well, I don't want to do anything about it. All right, then you're going to be fucking uncomfortable because you're misaligned. But that's okay if that's a choice you're making. So this whole thing about alignment is really at the core that everything is energy. And I'm just coming back full circle. Everything is energy. It's the vibration of our energy, the frequency of the vibration of our energy. And when our frequencies are mismatched with the experience, with the job, with the relationship, with the town you live in, you know what I mean? The car you drive, when it's mismatched, it's just an opportunity. The discomfort is telling you that you're misaligned. What do I want? Oh, I want this kind of relationship, and I want this kind of job. Well, what does this relationship and this job make you feel? It makes me feel empowered. It makes me feel free. It makes me feel happy. It makes me feel joyful. It makes me feel all these things. Okay, so I need to figure out in this moment right now how to feel those things. And then the opportunities to get to where I want to go will begin to present because I'll be aligning with mini versions of that. I can't say I want the 7-figure job. You know what I mean? To be like, okay, where is it? Put it on my vision board. Where is it? You can't do that. But what you can do is say, this is what I want because it makes me feel this, this, and this. Do all these things to feel this, this, and this. And then take the appropriate steps. Well, this will get me closer to that. Mm-hmm. This will get me to 5. This will get me to 6. This will get me to 7. And you just keep doing that. It takes moxie, kid. Like to stick with it.
It does.
You know what I mean?
It does.
But when you see the little wins, oh, it's fucking awesome. It's fucking awesome.
It really is. It really is. It's like, it's amazing. It's truly amazing. And it always works out. Because you're misaligned in the moment and you have a vision for something else and you live that and you believe that to be true and that's where you want to be, it always works out to get you there as long as your intentions are pure in everything that you do, right? And someone who might be stuck might feel like, okay, I'm in this icky situation, what do I do? Doesn't mean you have to flip tables or go in and storm and quit. It's about making the decision inside you, understanding the decision, and then living in that decision, feeling comfort that I've made the decision. And when the opportunities arise to you'll just be put on that path because that's the path that you decided. Like we get to choose our lives, like there's the whole manifestation. It's all magic.
Oh, that's episode. That's next.
Sweet. So I'll save that. But it's really about just making the decision. If like you're stuck somewhere or something doesn't feel good, just decide what you want to do. And being in that, be like, I know I'm in an indecisive place right now, and accept it. Just be accepting of it.
Lean in, man.
You know what I mean? And then once you make the decision, and I'm speaking from experience, once you make the decision, then it becomes easier to do the things you have to do because you're working towards a goal. You're working towards an endpoint to where you are happier, more aligned with your new thing.
Yeah. You made a really good point. First of all, you got to be clear with what you want. And then again, make the decision. And then it's easier to follow the steps. It's that indecisiveness that keeps you stuck. It's like if I'm in the middle of two things and I go towards this thing and then I'm like, no, and I go towards this thing and I'm not getting anywhere. Right. Yeah. But if I make the decision that I'm going towards this thing and focus, there's no choice. You're moving in that direction. You have to move forward. You have to move in the direction of what you want. So many people, especially in the way the world is these days, are so focused on all the things they don't want. Mm-hmm. Ew, I don't want to wear a mask, and I don't want to get a shot, and I don't want to get COVID, and I don't want a war, and I don't want inflation, and I don't want shitty politics, and I don't want Let's just take a second. We know all that stuff exists and we don't want it. We're all in agreement. Let's focus on what we do want. I want to feel peace. I want to feel love. I want to feel freedom. The only way you're going to get that is to create it in your microcosm. Yes. And then your microcosm will get a little bit bigger because, again, you'll attract similar other microcosms. You'll bump into other microcosms. I shouldn't say bump into because that gives a little but you'll connect with other microcosms and then all of a sudden it gets a little bit bigger. And then you'll connect with another one and it'll get a little bit bigger. Next thing you know, you have your own macro-ish cosm of joy, peace, free. It doesn't mean the other stuff doesn't exist and it doesn't mean it's not uncomfortable. But if you could have control over what exists in your moment, in your sphere of influence right now, doesn't that make more sense than getting pissed off about what you can't control?
Preach, girl, preach. Preach. Hallelujah.
Can I get an
amen? Amen. Hallelujah. So I just wanted to that was so good. That was so good. And I just wanted to go back and just say, when I discovered what my purpose was with Find Uniquely You and building the business, right? That was November 2020. Had the idea, worked on the idea, still kept my job. You started to put a little bug in my ear. Maybe you could work 4 days a week and 1 day on the business or whatever it was.
That's not what I did. I was like, quit your job.
Well, I know, but I'm just, I was trying to think, but you were an opportunity presenting itself to me, right? To put it in my head, like, is that a possibility, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't quit my job till December 3rd, 2021.
Yeah.
So that's almost a full year of,
it is a full year
of working towards it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then there was still and to quit my job, I still gave them 5 or 6 weeks notice. Like I still did everything I had to do. I had to wait. We were buying a house. Like there were things that just had to wait, but I had made the decision that it was going to happen. And it still took 6-7 months to make the decision and jump ship, So it's never anything. As long as you have patience and you make the decision and you live in that decision. I want it now.
Yeah, oh my God. I want an Oompa Loompa now.
Yeah. I kind of wanted a Oompa Loompa like right now. I'm like ready. But
yesterday.
Fuck. But then you look back and you're like, oh, it was only 2 years till I got everything that I wanted.
Yeah. When it happens, I was like, oh, that was too easy. And then I'm like, have you? That's why women forget the labor and childbirth. They forget. And oh my God! As soon as I had Nala, I like farted around, and I was like, I want another one. Like I don't know what happens, and that kind of is what happens with us building the businesses and stuff like that. Think about all. Oh my God, when we have to go back into the archives of something and find something that we did and like repurpose it, I'm like, oh, we did that too.
Oh my God, we did so much. We've done so much shit. So much shit.
Spaghetti everywhere.
Spaghetti everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let's wrap it up.
So, all right. Sounds good. All right. So, yes, alignment. We're going to actually be making a t-shirt. So I think it'd be really funny if once we get the t-shirts out, if you guys buy them and wear them with their giant faces on your backs. And this is alignment. It'd be awesome. So Dana has, Beyond the 10, Decoding the Woo Woo. It's the follow-up to 10 Recommendments for Personal Empowerment. You can purchase the book. You can take a workshop with her and work one-on-one. You can do intuitive guidance with her. There's many ways to connect with Dana and talk through these concepts, because chances are, as you're reading it, it kicks a lot of stuff up. You know what I mean? You're like, right. And sometimes it's really helpful. So you can listen to us like yak on about these things, or, go to finduniquelyu.com and take a workshop with Dana. It's awesome.
So much fun. So much fun.
It's so much fun.
The hard and scary, and I punch in the what. But oh my God, it's a party.
But you do it with a comedy. Always. It's like, oh, you fucking stupid ass. But you're so cute. That's what she said.
So I talk to my kids. No, I'm just kidding.
So definitely connect with Dana. And I think that's all I got to say about that. All I got to say about that. Next week we're talking about what? Manifestation.
Where's my stuff? Ooh. Where's my stuff?
Yes. Where's my Ferrari? All right, everybody. Have a great week. And thank you for watching, listening. Please like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff to help us share this for the sake of humanity.
And engage in conversation with us. I mean, we could talk about this stuff all day long. And if it interests you at all, bring it.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for playing. Everyone has a story. I have a story. You have a story. We all have a story. As I see it, you have 3 choices. Allow your story to define you, use it to excuse you, or utilize it as a method to empower you. It's your life. You have the power. You choose. Rewrite your story on finduniquelyu.com.